rather than trying to chase the ladder for it's good. But invest in observing, listening more, trying to gain as much as we can, because that really, really helps us. So please fill up your social media and all this with a lot of knowledge-based information that could actually help you improve.
All right. That's quite a very long long tips for our fresh graduate outside there. But I completely agree, especially on the dream boards. But I actually put up a physical dream board in front of my mirror so that I can see every day, so that I can live it every day. So yeah, Dr. Izzat?
Okay, I feel like just additional whatever. I mean, I do agree with the dream boards. That's what I'm doing. I always assess myself every year what I want to achieve in 5 years or 10 years. Like, just keep in mind. So another of that, I think like the basic of investing, like knowledge is really important. Knowledge is really important. Don't start when you have your first salary. Start when you are already in as a student. Start as early as possible with knowledge about the financial management, financial literacy. I think like I know that previously we don't have that much of like luxurious of knowledge of financial literacy, but nowadays like you can go with the paid one, you can go with the free online courses. We have so many available. If you have like extra money, even you can hire your personal financial advisor if you want to, but I don't advise for starting your work, because like go self assessment your knowledge first, and then whatever that before you go for investment, the first thing in terms of saving your emergency fund, that should have in mind for all the youth out there, like how to have your enough emergency fund, at least 3 to 6 months of your full salary, not the net salary, your actual on paper salary, at least 3 to 6 months. So whatever happens, it can help you, because we are talking about uncertainties right now. Anything can happen. We don't know what will happen. Like have that your emergency fund, then gain further knowledge of investment. And then I love as well giving back to community. Not just give back, don't give it to community. Like you have that responsibility, like as not just as a person, but you also belong to the society. If you feel the responsibility to society will actually kind of motivate you, like, oh, I'm doing this to helping others. I'm doing this to see other people to getting better lifestyle. So those are the things, I mean, like, will kind of motivate you on top of your dream goals and so on. So that I've been doing as well, like whatever it is. I think for the Muslim we have the zakat, but try to go more than the zakat. Go more like charity and so on. It doesn't mean in terms of cash. It can be a service. It can be in kind. So I believe that you have that kind of like, I'm giving back to society, because not just for show off on social media. I'm not talking giving back, taking pictures, put on Insta story, not of it. But the real responsibility I really want to have like this. So then you will feel like the salary that you receive is really meaningful. You are sharing your money, not just with your family, with your friends, but also share with all the society members. So that gives totally a meaningful life. Again, that's what I think that's the best for it.
All right. So, and that marks the end of our talk show. So thank you very much, Dr. Izzat, again, and Puan Nimala, again, for the second financial talk show, for the insightful session from both of you. So, like I promised earlier, I actually mentioned just now that we will be giving out 3 dash cams and 3 personal accident insurance for our lucky participants. So, those that able to answer, all of you have to type down your answer in the Q&A chat box here on Zoom. Remember, please do not select answer anonymously, as we will need to contact you after this. So remember to submit your answer with your name. So hold on, yeah. So here's the catch. So only the 3rd, the 5th, and the 9th winner, the 9th commenter with the correct answer will win the prize. So let's start. Dr. Izzat, do you mind giving the participant the questions?
Yes, it will be my pleasure. So I will say it clearly, so everyone please do catch the question. So the question is, name 3 benefits of using a credit card.
Name 3 benefits of using credit cards.
Yes.
Okay, so let's see. Name 3 benefits of using credit cards. So let's see if we have our winners. So I'll get my team to check. So who's the three winners that we are having, you will be taking back dashcam and also personal accident insurances. So the personal accident insurance is for 1 year term duration. So once you've gotten the right answer, you will be taking home the dashcam and also the personal accident insurance. So these are, I would say, quite a beneficial prizes because you get to use the dashcam for your own safety and security, and then you get to use the personal accident, of course, for your own safety and security as well. So let's see do we have the winners already? Oh, they're still checking. My team is still checking. Okay, there are a lot of people already answered. However, the answer is not as exciting, so we are still waiting for some of the right answer.
Can the panel answer the questions?
I'm sorry. Our panel could not answer the question. I'm sorry. So Izzat, you might have a different prize next time. You can participate if you want to.
Yeah, I will use my other names then to participate then.
So we are giving out prizes throughout our talk show. So each talk show would have different prizes. The previous talk show, we actually gave out a Xiaomi action cam. So for this one, we actually gave out a dash cam and also paired with personal accident as well. So do have a look out. If you can see the running script down here, we are actually giving out a PS5. So we actually sent out an email to all of our audience about how to win the PS5. Our objective here is that we wanted to spread good financial behavior. So the challenges that you have to do is revolving around spreading good financial behavior. All right, so we have our winners. Oh, hold on. Let me announce. Is Lawbik Lee. Lawbikli, Lawbik Lee. All right, so that's our first winner. Congratulations. And then we have Muhammad Ammar, Muhdamar, Muhammad Ammar. Okay, congrats again, Muhammad Ammar. And our last winner, Haziq Fikri, Haziqfikri. Congratulations to all of our winners. We will be contacting you via a personal DM via Zoom, so don't log out first. So that is it for the session. So to summarize all of our findings today, prepare yourself for your future, especially what you should learn and what you should understand. Ensure that you get that knowledge first, invest in your knowledge first before you start handling your money the right way. So this includes, okay, hold on, yeah. So I think that is it for our session today. We will be going through our next financial talk show in the next 10 minutes. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you for stay tuned with our talk show today. I think it's been great so far. So the next topic that we'll talk about is very interesting. But before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Aida. And the reason why I say it's very interesting, when we talk about settling down, you're talking about getting engaged and getting married, we often think how delighted life after marriage is, right? But the process prior getting to that part is something that we don't talk as much because it creates great pressure thinking about creating financial goals as a couple and also adapting to live your significant others in future. In this relationship and moolah topic, we will dig in the financial worries often faced by couples that are planning for their marriage journey. So here we will focus on financial steps or advices on how to achieve your goals and prevent couples from diving into financial pitfalls. But before we start, okay, let me share you my favorite quotes relating to this topic. Coming from Franklin D. Roosevelt, which is the 32nd president. So he said, happiness lies not in the mere possession of money, but it lies in the joy of achievement in the thrill of creating efforts. So together with me today, the two young speakers that will talk about this interesting topic. So introduce yourself and maybe share your backgrounds and perhaps your quotes, favorite quotes if you have any. Okay, so let's us introduce our speakers for today for this interesting topic. So with me today, there are two young speakers. Let them introduce themselves first. Hi. Good morning.
Hello, hi.
Hi.
Hello, hi.
Yeah, so perhaps you can introduce yourself and maybe share your background, and also maybe you have relationship quotes that you want to share with us as well. Thank you.
Okay, I'll go first, Amira, if you allow me. So my name is Saiful Izani. I'm in the Future Ready team with Maybank. So I've been working with Maybank 7 years. And I'm getting married this year, so hence the topic I'm in today. For the quotes and stuff, I think marriage is important for everyone's life. So at any point of time in your life, you definitely want to get married. So yeah, let's do it beautifully. But here today, we are just going to talk about making it easier for people and don't go overboard in your wedding. I know it's a one-off thing in your life, but we've got to be very careful in our marriage expenditure.
Sure thing. Agree with you. Amira, how about yourself? Introduce yourself. Amira? Yeah?
Okay, hi. Hi, my name is Amira. I've been with Maybank with almost 4 years already as the financial service executive. I'm in charge of Maybank campus.
Okay.
On National University. I am 27 years old, married with one child. So hence the topic here. So yeah, for the quotes, I don't really have one, but once you marry, all you have to do is just be patient. Patience is very important. Yeah.
Right, right. Agree. Be patient.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Okay, now that we have introduced our speakers, we actually have a TikTok videos by our own TikTok influencer, Fairuz Rizwan. So let's enjoy the video.
Partner. Let's go. The first question you should ask your partner is, should we open a joint account? Second, is there any debt you haven't told me? Thirdly, have you checked your credit health? Fourth and fifth question, how do we handle each other's income gap? Does the high earner makes more household decision? Next question, how much do you spend on car, clothing, vacation? Seventh question, this is an easy one, cash, credit or debit? Eighth question, this is a very important financial question. Do we want kids? Number 9, being married means that you have responsibility to each other and to each other's parents. So the 9th question is, what are our responsibilities towards our parents? Number 10, do you have any savings or investments? Last but not least, what are your financial goals?
Okay, it's very great videos. So Saiful, what do you think? Fairuz has listed all the questions to ask for your future partner. What do you think about it?
Okay, let me just skim through all 11 questions very quickly. Okay, so on the first part of it, the first question, should you have an open account, a joint account, right? So it really depends on your capabilities, money capabilities as well as your partner's money capabilities, because this is very important in terms of making sure it is a joint and making it fruitful for both parties and both parties enjoy the thing, all right? But there will be things that you should be having a joint account, but there are also things that you shouldn't be having joint account. The reason I say this is because you want to diversify your accounts, and when emergency time, when times get tough, so at least you have separate accounts so that you can manage and top up on one another, all right?
Yeah.
So number 2, is there any debt? Okay, this is very much important to clear off before you get married or during your marriage life or after a post-marriage, all right? Post-wedding. Because you don't want to be burden yourself or your partner when you don't disclose this thing, because it takes an effort for you to clear off debt. So you don't want to burden one another because you love each other, so you don't want to burden one another, all right? Check credit health. This is also very important, related to item number 2, because after marriage, you probably want to subscribe or take a loan or do some necessary investments So you need to check your credit health in order for it to be a beautiful marriage. All right.
Right.
How do you? Okay. Number 4. How do we handle each other income gap? Okay. In marriage, it's always about give and take. It's about understanding your partner's capability. It's about understanding your capability, your money capabilities as well. So, in terms of managing it, there's always plus minus that you need to take into consideration. So, if your partner is not enough on something, that is where you need to talk out and see how you can top it up for the partner so that you can balance it out between the both of you, right? Does the high earner makes household decision? Okay, this, I agree not to disagree. Okay, so there's 2 parts of it here. So in marriage, as a guy, you're the head of the family. So sometimes there are things that you make decisions on, but not belittling your partner, which is the lady with the woman. So it needs a mutual agreement in terms of making decision for your household. All right.
All right. So before we move on, okay, Saiful. So before we move on, I have a quick announcement. Okay. So do we have any gamers in the crowd today? Because we're giving out a brand new gaming chair just for you. Like our previous talk shows, stay till the end of this session to join our Q&A session. So that being said, we can continue our question today. So we're gonna move on. Okay, so to the first question. So again, I think you probably has mentioned a few advices. So when maybe Saiful, so when did you realize the importance of aligning your finances with your partner?
Okay, this is a very easy one. I think the first day when I took my partner's hand to get married, so that was the kick-in realization that I need to align my finances with her. All right. So yeah, that's when I started to realize.
So what about you, Amira?
For me, it's I think it's I'm almost in married life for like 3 years. Okay. And as for me, I realized it. Me and my husband realized it my pregnancy period. I have my own savings, but I don't think it's enough because of having a baby. It's having a baby because of having a baby is very expensive. It's very expensive. I think with the amount itself, I think you boleh kahwin lagi sekali. It's
true.
Of course, you want the best for you or you.
Right.
Your baby.
Right.
Hello, for example, you really need to have at least savings. 5K like that. After the wedding, because after the wedding ceremony, me and my husband literally enjoy all the money. We literally don't do savings at all. So that's my mistake. Thank God towards the end of my pregnancy, when I do a business, so we have some didapat duit. So it's very important for us to have extra money after.
Right. Yeah, I mean, like indeed, like once you expand your family, then a lot of expenses.
Right. As for me, it's my pregnancy.
Right. So, okay, prior getting to your, like serious steps in your life, so how difficult was it to encourage your partner to start thinking about their finances and your finances together as a couple? So again, I'm just curious how you do it.
Okay, let's see here. I'm not trying to be gender biased here or what, but the thing about finances, girls and women tend to have lesser concern because they love spending. Not saying guys don't like spending. We both like spending, but in terms of my serious case, my personal case, there's a lot of talks and discussion I had with my partner before. Now because I'm not married yet. So talk it out with her and explain to her what are the consequences and if we don't plan this out properly and see what are the responsibilities we have later after we are married and explain to her if we do this, what's the consequences? If we don't do this, what are the consequences?
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
So there's a few sessions I have with her in terms of explaining and understanding it both together and making sure we both understand the same situation.
Right. So Amira been married for 3 years, and Saiful, you are soon to be married. So Amira, like based on your experience or maybe opinion, what financial goals should a couple achieve first before marriage? So this is probably like directed to Saiful because he's getting married soon.
Okay, I think it depends. Different people have different goals. But for me, you need to create a debt reduction plan first. You know, you need to reduce your commitments, big expenses. You need to look into that first. You need to have your budgeting plan, and you need to have your own emergency fund, at least 3 to 6 months of your salary. It's very important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Indeed, like it is very important. So since Saiful, like you're getting married soon, so what are your tips on managing money before marriage?
First and foremost, understand how your partner views about spend money, all right? Because this is going to be a thing together. So understand both commitments and stuff. Be honest about expenses, what you currently have and what you are soon to have. Discuss money before the wedding. Plan out your wedding very well. And for my case, getting married in this PKP season, I take it positively because it saves me money. All right, we don't have to spend more than what we should be spending. So that's a plus point for us. So for people out there, for the youth out there getting married, don't feel disheartened or don't demotivated by not getting to nikah, the grand kind of nikah that you expected it to be. Take this with a pinch of salt. It's a positive case for us. We get married for less cost, right? Align your retirement savings plan because you don't want to be working till the rest of your life. But if that is also depends on rezeki Allah. So plan it properly. Start family planning early. When do we want to have kids? When do we not want to have kids? I mean, again, it's rezeki by Allah, but we have to plan. We have to set up front the plans. Be prepared for the unexpected. Like in the previous session, I'm sure you heard about emergency funds, right? So emergency funds are very important for the both of us. Investing wisely, what should you be investing, what should you not be investing, understand all the different investment types, make a debt plan, right? And check on credit score. Credit score are always important, okay?
Right.
So yeah, that's what some of the tips before getting married.
I think your partner shouldn't be worried about your life, about both of your life after marriage. So it's fine.
I hope so.
Things that you have planned. So okay, this question is pretty much like people will ask, right? So what are your opinions about having joint bank account with your partner Amira? So do you have joint accounts with your partner right now? Maybe. Yeah, Amira, maybe you can share with us what's your opinion.
Actually, there are pros and cons. Let's say if one of your partner is no longer in this world, if you have joint bank account, you can withdraw money without anything. Okay, that is one if you have joint account. But for me, I think everybody has different idea and different ways of managing money. And I don't think there is wrong or right way. I think you and your partner, work and manage your finances in works best for you.
Right.
So as for me, I punya personal experience and early in our relationship, we have decided to have our accounts separately, our finances separately. But anything that involves both of us, for example, for big purchases, we agreed to sit down and discuss what that we need to put in. Okay. At the beginning, honestly, I was a little bit uncomfortable with the idea because for me, the idea of being a wife when it comes to money, your money is my money, my money is my money. But towards the end, after discussing with my husband, I think having a separate account is actually great. You can do your own savings, especially for during emergency. So most important key here is communicate. Everything is fine if you communicate with the husband.
Yeah. I agree. Communication is the key. Yeah. Okay. So following up to my next question, like
long as you know what you want in your
How
life.
did you make sure that your partner is contributing to the wedding funds as well? Like, since that you're getting married soon, so maybe your thought on this.
Okay, this one is quite easy. As you know, in Malay marriages, we typically have 3 events, right? Nikah, the bride side, and the groom side. Usually,
Right.
that's the typical marriage arrangement lah. So from here, it's a matter of combining the expenses for nikah and split the expenses for each reception. All right. For nikah, obviously, it's going to involve the both of you. So from an expenses perspective, again, discuss with your partner how do we want it to be. This is besides the PKP season, yeah. So what do we want to spend on? The arrangement of the pelamin, the arrangement of the wedding hall, the reception hall. Either you do it in the masjid or do it at the mosque or hall. So things like that, and photographers, makeups, and things like that. So you have to discuss that with your partner and split it up and see which makes out the most of your funds in the events. All right, but that is just adat and culture, Malay culture of making weddings. But some people would rather just have one nikah at one event, which combines both the bride and groom. So it depends on the discussion you had with your partner and your partner's family.
Right. So, Amira, since that you're already married for 3 years, so prior to your marriage, did you split half and half, or like, maybe just spend more? So yeah, very curious to know about it.
We did actually. Last time we both agreed to make it. Yeah, we did. Actually, last time we agreed to make it equal. Like whatever amount that we, for example, for the photographer, for the pelamin and all, for the handaran, we actually make it equal. Okay, whatever. Apa yang I letak, you pun letak amount yang sama. But let's say if you want to give more, it's up to you. I'm more than happy to receive that. Tapi memang kita equal. I'm so grateful because dapat suami yang sangat-sangat memahami and okay with this situation.
Indeed. I mean, like, good, very good for you. So, okay, based on your observation as a banker, Amira, what are the common financial mistakes made by young married couples nowadays?
I think one financial mistake is first, long-term financial plan is very important. To have you really need to sit down and talk with your partners on what you want to get in the future. For example, okay, after this, what you got, mesti you nak ada peningkatan dalam hidup you. I want to buy a house, I want to buy a new car, semua tu kan. You kena bincang sebelum you kahwin dulu. Next is sebelum kahwin, mostly I faham. Most of the concerns is having a dream wedding.
Right.
Kan? Tapi putting everything on credit card, oh my God, you really don't want to start your life with a debt, with a lot of debt. Okay,
right.
It's not okay to use your credit card unless you how to manage it, unless we know how to personal loans. I understand the idea of dream wedding, but having a personal loan is just to fulfill a dream wedding is not okay. You will be in more trouble if you cannot repay the loans. That definitely will cause a stir in the relationship.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's true. I mean, like, I think it's very common nowadays. People use their credit cards and also taking personal loans, for example.
Yeah. It's very dangerous now.
Indeed. Okay. So, Saiful, when you get married, how do you plan to share or split your expenses and saving with your significant others?
Okay, as a guy and head of the family soon, inshallah, and in Islam it has been said that as men we should provide nafkah, provide shelter, provide food, and so forth, right? So in terms of the major contributor of this, I promise myself, I promise my partner that I will provide it, right? So, but it also again comes back to the point of, let's say from a mortgage standpoint, if she plans to have a car of her own, that is really up to her. So I'll be advising her, depends on the situation. And for groceries, I can't be dictating on what she wants to cook or what she wants to prepare at home and things like that, right? I can suggest to her, but if she feels that, oh, today I wanted to do something else. So that is really up to her. She can ask me, but if she decides to have it, then it's really up to her to contribute it to the groceries parts as well. All right.
Right.
So it's a bit much of a balance between any of this pointer, like utility bills, mortgage, car, and groceries.
Right. So it seems like give and take and communication is very important, right? Like in splitting
Definitely.
expenses. So, Amira, so which insurance and investment options should young couples explore prior to the marriage life? Since that you're a banker.
As we move in towards the larger commitment, I would say having a medical insurance is important. You are lucky if you manage to get into a company that covers medical expenses for you. But I still think medical insurance is important, okay? Because it will help you, for backup financially. ASB is one of the best investment platform where you can start very young